Running last week.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Splashdown Under podcast. My name is Wacko Jacko and today I am talking with ShockWavee. How are you going, Shock?
I'm good, how are you?
Oh yeah, I can't complain too much. Now, your team, Bro.
Yes.
You guys featured in Division 1 of the first season of the Oceanink Series. Just a quick opinion. Well, how did you think the series went and overall what was your thoughts of it?
Overall, I think we did really well for our first Oceanink Series. We finished second, which was a good effort, finishing behind, I think it was Yana, who finished undefeated, finishing first. We did have two rounds which were which we didn't play because they weren't able to play that round or that week because they were unavailable. But yeah, besides that, it was really good. I really enjoyed it.
So it was a good series overall, like for you reckon as a whole?
Yeah, definitely. I'll definitely participate in the second one.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Alright, so the first real question I'm going to ask you is, when did you first hear about Splatoon and when did you first play it? So did you buy the first game, did you play the first game, or you knew it first?
I knew about the first game when it came out, but I didn't originally pick it up. I only picked it up when the second game came out. I played it with my friends from school, so yeah, and we bought it on the launch day.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So what are some of your early memories of playing Splatoon?
Definitely the first LAN I went to with one of my friends from school, who introduced me to the game actually, and we turned up knowing nobody.
Oh wow!
Just turned up. Originally, our teammates were Seb and I think it's Josie, who are a part of the Vic Squids, and Seb's on Squid Armada, so we were with them, and then Seb originally, after the tournament, invited me to this server, Oceanink Squids, and from there I went on to join Squidlet Armada, and it just went from there.
Well, you've covered two of my questions I was going to ask you next. Because I was basically going to ask you about how did you know the Oceanic community, and you've said that your friend showed you about them and how you've ended up joining Squid Armada as well.
Yeah.
So, alright, those experiences when you did join Oceanic Community and when you joined a team, how was that?
Brand new. Like, I hadn't joined a team for like any sort of game before, so it was brand new to me.
Yeah, it's such an eye opener. Like how, because I'm not sure if you played so much Splatoon 2 before. Like if you were just playing solo or.
Mainly just playing turf war with my friends. That was basically all we did. I played a little bit of solo queue before entering that tournament, but other than that, no real competitive scene, not really playing as a team or anything.
Yeah. So I guess you've probably learned a few things from when playing in teams as well, haven't you?
Yeah, definitely, like call-outs and like how to push as a team, not just trying to go individually and make plays by yourself.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, it's amazing how being in a team environment makes you, I think, a better player, and you learn from each other, and that's a really good thing to have.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so favorite weapon and why? Now I know you surprise me. You bring out the sploosh of all weapons, but you're really good with it. You're really good with the sploosh. What's your secret?
It's not really a secret. Over the time of playing Splatoon, I've actually had multiple favorite weapons, but at the moment I would have to. Can I choose multiple? Like,
oh man, yeah, it's
three
any.
at maximum.
Oh yeah, that's allowed.
Yeah, okay. A 52 Gal Deco, Octo Shot at the moment I've been loving, and a brush, and I occasionally mix that up with a sploosh.
A brush, you say? I haven't seen you use a brush once.
Haven't you?
No, I haven't. I've been sleeping or something, I guess. So, what do you like about the brush?
Just even though you can't kill as quick as the first game, as I've heard, it's still good for just ambushing from above, especially just jumping from above and just flinging that brush. I love it.
Do you find that favourable in Clan Blitz, or do you use it for a wide range of modes?
Mainly Splat Zones I prefer it with, but Clan Blitz I'll use it as well. Mainly depends on the map. Most maps that are like hilly, like Humpback Pump Track or like a Muscle Forge, where it has lots of ramps and it's hard to aim with a proper shooter weapon.
Yeah, that's another thing too. When you're coming to using a weapon for a certain map and mode, there is all those things you have to consider, and obviously you've thought of that through the brush.
Yeah.
And Humpback, you said it's very favourable for brushes. So if you're willing to, just give you a few tips of those weapons that you do like to use, say like your Sploosh and your 52 Gal.
Well, as you can probably tell, I normally like aggressive weapons, so I'll start off with a Sploosh is probably what I'm most known for, as you've said.
Yes.
Mainly just swimming up, getting behind your opponents, flanking them as much as you can. Every opportunity you can get. If the majority of the team is on one side of the map, try and go from the other way, and they won't expect you, which is what I'll do most of the time. And with all these weapons, try and be unpredictable. Never do something that your opponents will expect.
I know you as a very frequent ninja squid too, from memory.
Yeah, I've tried to drift away from that a bit. So just because of the nerfs and stuff, you have to run more ninja swim speed for it to be effective.
Yes, and speaking of nerfs, the weapons currently at the moment, after the recent patch, are you quite happy with the balance of weapons at the moment, or is there a few things you would like to personally see that's changed?
The blasters need a nerf.
It's funny, I've had people say the Clash blasters just completely remove it, but just nerf the blasters. Okay.
No, I don't see a problem with the Clash blaster at the moment. Just the radiuses of all blasters just need to be decreased.
Do you know how hard it is to use blasters?
If you're picking up for the first time, it's definitely hard, but the more, like with any weapon, the more practice you get, the better you get, so...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well said. Yeah, I think that's a really good note for people that are just starting out in Splatoon. It's to use a weapon that you feel comfortable, learn the ins and outs of it, and just keep practicing. That's all you can do, really. And
even though there is meta, sometimes meta isn't the best for a certain weapon, or like a different map or mode. Like, sometimes it still won't work. Even the top weapons,
I mean, you can have like 2 or 3 good blaster players on a tower control, it probably won't win you because despite having 3 blasters and how easy to target tower, it's probably not going to get you too much turf coverage as well as range.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so that's always good to consider. And learning the meta, I mean, is it always a true meta? I mean, because like people always make up metas. And so, moving on, are you rank X in every mode?
Yes, I am.
You have no life. I'm sorry, no. I feel compelled to say that. So, do you think after reaching rank X, it's helped you improve yourself as a player or anything? Has it helped you improve with weapons, or what's your opinion on rank X?
It definitely has. Like before rank X came out, I basically didn't play any solo queue because I couldn't be bothered trying to grind out to S plus 50. So it has definitely encouraged me to keep playing the game and not just wait till friends are online and just play. But yeah, it definitely, even though you're playing by yourself and not working like with your team, it definitely helps your individual skill to improve.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. That's good. I'm no rush getting rank X. I can't handle the stress. Because like the major thing that I have to deal with is, I mean, we all have to deal with in Australia is that we have to deal with a bit of lag every now and then. So.
And always versing Japanese players.
Yeah. I mean, people will say, but that should be a good thing for you guys because you play against the best, and well, that's not always the case, but. Yeah. I mean, you see how the Westerners play and the people from Europe, and they're a different level compared to the Japanese. So, it's such a wide variety game. This Splatoon. So, you're always learning new things and about weapons, and it's quite crazy. And we go on though. Now, Octo expansion. Have you completed it fully?
Yes, I have.
Wow! Again, no life. Please.
Wait, do you mean that as in like using every weapon on each of the levels?
Yes, I do mean that.
Oh, okay, then no. I just
that's
went
right.
through it. Yeah.
Okay, what's your secret to completing Gel Power Station?
Which one's that? I can't really.
That's the one where you have to face off against. You have to protect like the orb thing in the middle of the map, and you have like the wave of octolings that come charging after you.
Oh, that one.
Yes, and you pick your own weapon.
I finished this level before this. There's a thing on Twitter where when the level starts, you quickly rush to where they're all standing, and you can actually start shooting them.
I need to find that video. I need to find that video.
There's like a little wall they're standing on, and you can actually shoot them while they're just standing there.
Is that the one with the charger?
Yeah, I think you do have to use the charger.
Yeah. I tried using that, but it didn't work.
Maybe they patched it or something, but that was I saw that after I completed it, but definitely use all the specials that are available to you in the area is one thing that I did.
For sure. Another thing about the Octo expansion, do you think it's sort of like, because you know how story mode helps you out with the hero weapons and you can sort of understand the knowledge of those weapons? Do you think the Octo expansion sort of helped people out how to use weapons properly, or not sure?
Definitely in a better way than just the Octo Canyon, I think it is. The original
story mode.
Story mode campaign. Definitely, it's definitely more difficult and gives you a more variety of weapons. So I definitely think it does help out.
Hey, another thing I want to ask you about. Now you co-host, well, I guess you co-run the Off the Hook Showdown tournament with Bicky Bird. Tell me how that all became.
Well, I basically just felt like there was a lack of tournaments made for not really just, but made to compromise for the Australian and New Zealand scene. So I asked Vicky if she wanted to help me run a tournament, and she said, yeah, I'll help you out, just tell me what you need me to do. So basically just went from there, and then I got a capture card and everything, and I just started commentating and streaming the tournament.
No, right. Yeah. And have you had six showdowns so far, I think?
I think it's 6, yeah.
Yeah, and they've all been pretty well featured. I think there's only been one that only had 4 people, but I think besides that, you've had a really good attendance, like heaps of people signed up, and even international teams, which is really impressive.
Yeah, even Cream Fresh, who's like in the top 10 or 15 Splatoon teams in, I think, the world, or in Europe, I think. Or are they American?
I think Oblivion also joined too.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
And I guess with that, did that sort of help you join into Bro through Bicky?
It definitely made us like closer friends. It probably did help a little bit. Like that's the way I kind of like gained trust of her, because at the start I ended up finding out that I'll let him run it, and if he's like good with it, that means I can like kind of trust him because he's like responsible enough to run his own tournament basically.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a way I gained trust, and then we just became really good friends. And then when I left Squid Armada for certain reasons, she basically asked me, we're a bit like low on numbers. We only have like, I think it was like 5 in their competitive lineup, and sometimes they don't have enough to enter tournaments. Are you interested in joining? So yeah.
So how's the Bro experience been? I mean, only one could dream of being in such a really good competitive team. Like, how's that been for you?
It's definitely a good experience. We did our first had our first LAN tournament that I was a part of, the Bro Squad in it was the Winter
Smash.
Yeah, Shell Smash. Winter. Yeah, so that was definitely good. And entering in tournaments like Looty that you do 1 match per week, and then just doing frequent tournaments and stuff is just great.
So there's been a lot of exposure and playing with teams internationally as well, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely.
Gee, well, I can only give you a lot of good luck for your happier times in Bro, because as we know, Bro a couple of years ago were in the Australian team for E3 a couple of years ago, so we know how well Bro are, and we can only just watch from the sidelines and see how well you guys go, because as we know, Bro are one of the better teams in Australia. But I'm sure there will be teams out there that will be testing you, but I mean, I guess with the Oceanink Series, we will find that out.
Yeah, well, there already are a few teams that already pushing us definitely to try and get better and get better than some of the other teams in Div 1.
Yeah, and it's so healthy to see so many teams join in. Like the first season, they had a whopping 34 teams compete.
Jeez, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, I know. I had to double check because that was absolutely crazy. And I mean, considering some of them were from Southeast Asia, but still, that is still a lot of teams to be playing.
Yeah, a lot.
And I think it's really good. It really helps the scene grow. And I mean, the Oceanink community has grown enough. It's like really big. So I mean, the fact that people are creating teams and really pushing themselves to be getting better and to be earning their spots in Division 1 and well, I think you guys had 6 or 7 other opponents. You had 6 people in Division 1. Yeah. So was there much difference between those teams?
There was kind of just sitting at the top, and then there's kind of just a mid pack, and then I think there was like 1 or 2 down the bottom that didn't do so well.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I feel sorry for Sea Dragons. I mean, they did pretty well in the seeding tournament, but they probably got a bit of rough ride. But I think what happens with this series is that it really puts in place on where those teams are at in the ways of their skill and ability and how they play. So I think it's a good thing for the Australian and New Zealand community that this series continues on, and we know Season 2 is not too far away now, and no doubt Bro will be up there again, but yeah, I mean, it's exciting times. Alright, Shock, well, thank you very much for joining me here. It's been a pleasure having you on.
Yeah, thank you for having me, and good luck with your other podcasts.
Oh, thank you very much. This is very new. I've never done anything like this before, so it's very nerve-wracking, but at the same time, it's very enjoyable. So I look forward to other people joining on. And thank you for you guys for listening, and stay tuned for more upcoming episodes. It's bye for now.
Bye-bye.